Mr. Sad, Mr. Angry. You know, he's going through every book, isn't he? But today, he looks like he's up for the job, but you need your chances. Naoyuki, never know what you're going to get with the Japanese superstar. So, I'm going to stay on the fence, but that break is not going to help Albin's cause.
Ball in hand.
He's dumped the cue ball straight into the pocket. That is unforgivable at this level. And he's potted a ton of balls, and there's not many left for Oi.
Yeah, 3 gone down already. So hasn't left a huge amount of work for Oi to do. Now this could be really important here. Ouschan obviously has played really well. He's won 5 of his 6 matches, just as he did yesterday. He's just beaten Oi not that long ago, only about 20-30 minutes, something like that. But Oi has a golden chance here on his first visit to the table to go 1-0 up. And then, of course, he'll be breaking in the second. So he can really take an early grip on this semi-final here. It's not the sort of chance he can afford to pass up.
Billy Thorpe has just started his match in his semi-final against Superman Roberto Gomez. Very impressed from Billy. Flown all the way from USA, suffering with a bit of jet lag. But he has done what pool players need to do, and especially in this event, he has grinded his way through a couple of days' play.
Yeah, he's come all the way from the States, as you say, but he's completed another big journey over the last few hours, all the way from bottom of the table to 3rd in the course of winning 2 matches. He went into his last match still not knowing if he was even going to be around for the next group. Now that's not gone entirely to plan, Carl.
Yeah, he didn't want to flick the 9, and he's flicked the 9 on top of the 8, so now the 8 ball doesn't go. He's got a tricky pot on the 7. So from what looked like a golden opportunity, well, this needs a little bit of thought.
Extension call.
One thing's for certain, if Naoyuki does go on to win tonight's group, well, the interview will be TV gold. Oh, this could be good. It needs a nice bounce. And as long as he's got a shot on this 8 into the top right corner, he'll be happy with that. That is a phenomenal pool shot. It really is. Yeah, played it on the pro side, hit into the rail from that angle. It's always going to swallow it up.
So it was the sort of chance that we said he couldn't possibly afford to pass up, and he has. Oh, I was about to change what I was saying mid-sentence there, but Naoyuki Oi has just about managed to make the 9 ball wriggle in. And so Albin Ouschan's scratch proves very expensive. He only left 6 balls on the table for Oi to polish off, and he has done so. So 1-0 to Naoyuki Oi. Well, Ouschan has been at this stage so many times. It's his 4th group semi-final. Did get to the final on Monday night, lost to Chris Melling, then beaten in the semis on Wednesday by Niels Fayen. Saw off Mieszko Fortunski last night comfortably in the semis, but then lost to Fayen again, 5-0 in the group final. Now, people say things like, oh, if you keep knocking on the door long enough, it's bound to open eventually. Well, it isn't. And we've seen it in Championship League Snooker, which runs under the same format. We've seen players go close in groups time and time again, and they still end up not getting through to the winners group. And Albin Ouschan has been around long enough and seen enough at the highest level to know that you can't take anything for granted. So he knows no matter how many of these semi-finals and finals he's in, no one's going to hand it to him. He's got to earn that winners group place. And he's not off to a good start here. Naoyuki Oi is. He's got the break in rack 2.
There he sees his break, hits it full on. Look, the cue ball's still spinning. Purposely doing that to the cue ball. So He's up to something. There's another look. Just keep your eye on the cue ball.
So just like Ouschan in the first rack, Oy has potted 3 balls on the break. Difference being he didn't scratch.
And what has he played here? Completely misjudged it. And now he's got to go and get the jump cue. Yeah, when you see Naoyuki spin the ball, there's actually a world record, Michael, for spinning the cue ball.
How many times?
Well, after you've hit a ball, the world record is 27.28 seconds.
Oh, right. So we don't know the actual number of times. Oh, well, that's not going to set any world records.
No, 27.28 seconds.
No, but... Well, we'll come back to that in a moment, but...
Oh, well, Naoyuki's isn't 27 seconds.
Yeah.
And, well, the cue ball's flown across the arena, so this is bad news for Japan fans, and Albin's back at the table, and I'm sure he never thought he would get back to the table this quick. Yeah, and the person who holds the record for the longest spinning pool ball is Florian Kohler.
All right.
Venom trick shots.
No, but what I was saying was, you're talking about the amount of time. I wonder how many times the ball actually spun around in that number of seconds.
Ooh,
there's no way of knowing that.
No, I think you would need a super slow-mo camera for that.
Okay, so Naoyuki Oi has missed a trick here, you know. He had a chance to go 2-0, played a dreadful positional shot. Tried to jump his way out of it. Well, that didn't go to plan at all. And Albin Ouschan has mopped up from there. 1 apiece in this group semi-final. Over on the other table, it was also a winning start for the Asian representative there, Roberto Gomez in that case. 1-0 up against Billy Thorpe, and they're in the early stages of the second. If Ouschan doesn't make it through tonight, then we have a very interesting situation tomorrow, because then it's a case that if he doesn't win that group, then assuming he isn't eliminated, we will have Ouschan versus Ouschan on Sunday. His sister Jasmine, who's arrived and has passed her COVID test, we're pleased to say. She'll be coming in for Group 7.
Vivrusco making sure the balls are touching. The referee's under a lot of pressure this week. They don't want to give the players a bad rack. There's nothing worse than when you break off and the balls come out a little bit sluggish, so you'll often see the referees taking a little bit of time. And
yeah, some of the players were getting a bit impatient with them, weren't they? And of course they'd be the first to complain if they then didn't get racked properly, so no win situation really. 1-1 then.
Yeah, and that was right on cue. Albin was not too happy with that split. He's made a ball. Wing ball didn't go in, it was a random ball. And he's got a thin snip on this one ball. And he does have quite an easy safety shot if he wishes. That's what he's looking at now. He's going to struggle to reach this shot though. You can see he's already put a long extension on the back of his cue. Of course, if his shirt was to touch a ball, it would be a foul.
Roberto Gomez seemed to lose his way a bit in the last match of the round robin section for him against Billy Thorpe. He was beaten 5-2 and was a bit all at sea. Well, he's playing Thorpe again now in the semi-finals, and he looks to have got his mojo back. And he's got a 9-ball that you'd expect him to pot for a 2-0 lead there.
So he's playing safe. He's took the extension off the back of his cue and he's put it in his pocket. Yeah, and he's got Naoyuki in all kinds of trouble here. He's going to have to go off the short rail and try and... Well, he needs to bend it round the 8 if that's on. This is a tricky hit, actually, looking at it. If he goes off the top rail, the 8 is probably still in the way. He can't really do a deliberate foul and try and tie something up. So he's in a world of trouble here. This is not easy at all.
Extension call.
Can he go off the side rail and just miss the 9? And then off the bottom rail? Well, he's got to just miss the 8-ball.
Naoyuki Oi was so impressive for so much of yesterday. Won his first 4 matches, most of them very easily. But the bottom line is he's only won 3 of the 9 he's played since then.
Foul.
So that's what he tried. He tried to go off the bottom rail. He had to just miss the 9. So if you have a look at the cue ball, it goes a little bit too close to the 6, and then it's the 6. So Albin's got ball in hand. It was a good safety shot.
Yeah, it's only been flashes of good play from Oi, really, since that great start he made yesterday. Really fizzled out yesterday. The last 3 matches of yesterday, he only won a total of 4 racks. A couple of hill finishes to start today. Won them both. But again, only won 1 out of 4 since then. And he could be about to go 2-1 down here, having led 1-0.
Billy Thorpe's in a little bit of early danger over on table 2. As I say that, he just plays a nice jump shot. We'll keep you updated on table 2.
Yeah, 2-0 down, but a good chance there to pull one back.
Albin needs this cue ball to slow up, and slow up it has, so that's alright. 6-ball goes, it does go up past the 7, so don't be surprised if he plays it in that pocket. Yeah, just stuns over for the 6 up past the 7. Yeah, these balls are sitting nice, just looking at the layout. You can play this and just roll it through a little bit, and then he'll have a natural angle on the brown 7 to probably go 2 rails. Michael, Albin's demeanour completely different today.
It's got a little better with each passing day since the histrionics of the first 2 days. It was bad on Monday. I think it was worse on Tuesday. He was just all over the place mentally and really wasn't helping him at all. It was probably a bit unfair to some of his opponents as well, in a sense. But it's just got better bit by bit since he issued that apology on Tuesday night, which I think was what was needed. And today, apart from the usual self-critical style that he has, which is fine really, as long as it doesn't go too far, he's been pretty much exemplary. The job isn't even half done yet, but Albin Ouschan could be heading for yet another group final. He has the early upper hand against Naoyuki Oi, leading by 2 racks to 1. The story continues in just a moment.
sporting events should not be held until there are no new cases.
Well, that's right up there with the... No crowd, but who needs them? Just in terms of pure potting ability, he's just one of the best we've ever seen.
Oh my word. Incredible.
What a power-packed partnership it is. Start the engraving process.
Billy Thorpe has pulled one back in his semi-final against Roberto Gomez. He now trails 2-1 and he's at the table looking to square it up in rack 4. Over here, it's also 2-1 in favour of Albin Ouschan, who finished top of the round-robin section. He's up against Naoyuki of Japan, who's lost the last 2 racks, but has the break in the 4th.
There you can see the cue ball still spinning from the UK, and this has worked out lovely. Simple shot on the 1 ball. Positioning shouldn't cause too many problems.
How many seconds spinning was that, Carl? You should have a stopwatch on this now.
I promise the next break I'll do a stopwatch for you, just to see. Just so we can compare it against the world record.
Yeah, and then the break after that you count the actual number of times it spins, okay? Naoyuki Oi, 38 years of age. He's been a World Championship semi-finalist in both 10 ball and 9 ball. And in the most recent staging of the World 9 ball, he got to the last 16. He's played in the World Cup of Pool 6 times. 2 of those, he's reached the semi-finals as part of the Japan team. And it's been confirmed today he'll be part of the Japanese team again, but they won't get very far if he plays too many shots like that.
No, let's hope his partner's not watching.
Masato Yoshioka.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was kind of easy to do, but he's just overdrawn it.
Well, Nick Teal from Matchroom, the event organisers, has just walked in, and I think I can use this word, slapped down a stopwatch on Carl's side of the desk. So you've got to honour that promise now, Carl.
Well, it wasn't too bad. He could still see that, and he's potted it, so he's back. I wouldn't say back in a star position, but he could well be after this shot.
Yeah, that was very deceptive. Looked much tougher shot than it turned out to be on the 3.
So he's kissed the 9 ball, but he's okay. He's got a nice angle, so he'll probably just play this off 2 rails. And then back for the 6 in the bottom left corner.
We've not seen a break and run yet in this match. Maybe now's the time.
Yeah, that was well judged. And there you see Albin's got his jacket over his arm, so maybe the temperature's just dropped a little bit in the arena. Last thing the players want is to all of a sudden get cold hands.
Even worse will be cold feet when you get to the semi-final stage.
I like it.
Well, look, it is still March and we are in England. It's going to be chilly at night. But Naoyuki Oi is getting warmed up here. Very good rack for him. And he's drawn level once again at 2 apiece.
Rack, Naoyuki Oi.
Over on table 2, it's also locked at 2-2. So Billy Thorpe grinding away. He's openly said he's not really been on his A game, and he's got some new cues, so they obviously take a little bit of time to get used to. And the beauty of this event, the Predator Championship League pool, you get plenty of matches, Michael.
Yeah, and it's really annoying, isn't it, when you hear professional sportsmen complaining about things and opportunities they're getting that aren't entirely perfect in their eyes, that other people would love to get. You get none of that with Billy Thorpe. Every event he comes to, he talks about how pleased he is to be there and how much he wants to enjoy it. And he was saying those things when he spent a very enjoyable hour or so with me in the commentary box this afternoon. Well, it was enjoyable for me anyway, can't speak for Billy. Don't think he's been feeling 100%, and part of that may be down to jet lag, so he's doing well to even still be involved, and at the very least he's going to be coming back tomorrow.
Well, as long as it's not COVID, Michael.
Don't even say that. Well, we were all tested again actually, so
Rack number 5.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, my test today wasn't as brutal as the day I arrived. The day I arrived, well, I won't tell you what happened, but today was a lot more pleasant, and luckily everyone at the event has passed, so we're all good to go.
Well, I travelled all this way to be here. I went to do my test today. The nurse is from 20 minutes away from where I live.
Don't tell me you know her.
No, I don't. Well, I do now. 2-all then, rack 5.
And this isn't bad. There you see the one ball come round, so he's now got a shot on this one. Just needs to take a little bit of care on this shot, just because of where the 2 ball is. He could play this with loads of right hand spin and drag. He could play a drag shot here. That's where the cue ball sets off quite fast, and then by the time it gets to the object ball it slows up. You don't see a natural path to the 2, so let's just see what Albin does. There you see he's hitting low on the cue ball. These are the Aramith black balls. The 9 ball has now changed. It used to have the you know, the yellow stripe with the white bit, and now it's black. And the cue ball used to have red dots, and now they're black.
Is that your best nightclub chatter, Carl?
Oh, he's played a lovely shot there. Really got into the cue ball nice there, Albin, and held it well. Nice shot.
Okay, so Oi has raised the stakes, up the temperature a bit with that break and run in the previous rack. Now Ouschan wants to make a statement here. Yeah, I've seen your break and run. I'll give you some of that back here.
Albin Ouschan started his campaign on Monday. He lost in the final to Chris Mellin. It's now Friday and he's in the semi-finals. Can you just imagine if he didn't qualify tonight, Michael, how he would feel coming back tomorrow on Saturday?
Well, I told you, worried about having to play his sister on Sunday if he doesn't get through in the next group.
Yeah, secretly me and you want to see that matchup.
Oh, not secretly at all. I'd love to, but I'm not sure he'd enjoy it very much. It's been hanging out with his sister Jasmine around the venue today.
Yeah, Yasmin brings a different style of pool to, let's say, Christina's game today. Yasmin's like very, you know, she's a bit like Niels Fine. She, you know, she really strides around the table, and can't wait to watch her play on Sunday.
Yeah, but does she make electro music like Niels Fine? Or techno, sorry. Techno is what it is, isn't it?
Probably not, to be fair. Tremendous athlete. She does a lot of, I think, triathlons. She does a bit like yourself, Michael, very fit.
Yeah, I've got one coming up next week. This is the ideal preparation for it. So it looks as though Ouschan is going to respond in kind to Oi's break and run.
Yeah, and that shot will do him nicely. I think he can just roll the cue ball through.
Albin Ouschan has won 3 of the last 4 racks now. Back into the lead at 3 racks to 2. And the big question now is, when does the stopwatch start from? I mean, is it when he hits the ball? Is it when it comes to rest? This is your decision, Carl.
Right. Obviously, I'm not part of the Guinness, you know, world record, so cut me a little bit of a slack. But I'm presuming when Florian did it, as soon as the cue ball hits the object ball, that is when I'm going to press start.
I guess because it's got to make a rotation then to travel to wherever it actually stops, so
yeah.
That seems fair enough.
Also, I'm sure Venom Trick Shots is tuning in, so if you are, pals, just send me a message and let me know, seeing as you're the world record holder.
3-2 now to Roberto Gomez on the other table against Billy Thorpe, who's broken off in the 6th rack, and I was about to say he's broken dry, but the 3 has just been flicked into a side pocket. Looks like he's on a picnic there with the rug over his legs.
Yeah, he just needs a couple of cheese butties. What a character, Naoyuki Oi. Always nice to see him at a pool tournament. Looks very serious this week at the table. He means business.
Yeah, but you see, this is what he does. People think he's a bit of a joker, but actually when it comes to the game, I mean, he's as serious as anyone, and it's shown in his results. Like I said, he's done well in a lot of big events. Been the last 8 of the US Open a few years ago as well. Lost to Ekland Kachi, who of course was in the box a little earlier and will be in the winners group on Monday. Right, get that stopwatch ready, Carl. This is your big moment.
Okie dokie.
And it's a pretty big moment for Naoyuki Oi as well. 3-2 down. Got to make this break count.
I feel a bit under pressure here, I won't lie. Right, we're good to go. Well,
oh, now you see, this is a big question. I mean, does that still count when it's been flicked by the 6?
It doesn't count, but it's still 5 seconds, so we'll do it again if he gets another break. Plenty of time.
So just the 3 ball down. What's he got here?
Yeah, luckily he does have a shot on this 1 ball into this bottom right corner. The 2 ball kind of looks like it's stuck on the 8. Again, you know, we're only going off the same camera angles you guys can see at home, so we don't 100% know. This will tell the story with all the shot he plays. So it goes in the side, but he's forgot to pop the 1. Oh, little cheeky devil there. I'm not sure that's allowed, Naoyuki. He's kind of like bent his knees, and you know, you're not allowed to nudge the table. Don't be doing tricks like that. So now Albin, well, this is not easy. Whenever the object ball is deep in the pocket, it always makes the positional shot Very difficult, and I don't know if that blue 2 goes in the pocket where Albin stood. So we'll see what shot he's attempting here. Whichever one it is, it's not easy. Billy Thorpe over on table 2. He's at the table. He's trailing Superman 3-2.
Superman, also known as Roberto Gomez.
Well, that's not the shot he played. He's knocked the 2 ball out. The 7 ball has now gone tied up with a 9. Florian Cole of Venom Trick Shots has messaged me, so we've got a little update on the world record. It's 28.5 seconds.
Okay.
And it's from as soon as the cue ball is struck to when it stops spinning. So I presume what he means is as soon as you strike the cue ball to when it stops spinning.
And well, I guess actually picking up on what I was saying earlier, once you've struck it, it's already spinning, I guess, because that's how it gets to the balls. So fair enough.
Yeah, just confirm that, pal. I think that's right, as soon as you hit the cue ball. So we will have another go. Well, if Naoyuki gets another break, that is.
I'll tell you what, I think we're going to set a world record for the biggest audience in television history, because everyone we've mentioned over the last few days seems to text us within a few minutes. They're obviously all watching.
Oh yes, nobody wants to miss, well, what I think is turning out to be one of the best tournaments on the pool calendar.
Well, I mean, we've got wonderful playing conditions, a really mixed field, and I don't just mean that in a gender sense. You look at the nationalities and the various backstories to them all, and just top quality players playing each other all the time. Best commentary team money can buy. What's not to like?
Nice kick shot there from Albin to hook Naoyuki back. Yeah, and just to go back to what we were saying, Billy Thorpe had to beat Christina. You know, if he won 2 racks he was safe, and if he won the match or 4 racks he was in the semi-finals. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. There's always something to play for, whether it's to finish in the top 4 or to stay in the event.
Billy Thorpe did make it through, and it's now 3-all in his group semi-final against Roberto Gomez. Very different to last night, isn't it? Both semi-finals were going on at the same time. They finished at more or less the same time, and they were both very one-sided, but totally different on Friday night in Milton Keynes.
So Albin's going 2 rails, keep the cue ball. He's played off the 1 and tried to sneak the cue ball back up behind that 9 and 7. And I think that's where, well, he's got a couple of options here, to be fair, so I'm not going to call any of the shots. Yeah, so he's tried to get the cue ball back over into this space, and he's done that well. Big target, good shot. Both semi-finals are very tight at the moment. Albin's just got to try and hit this ball here. And if he hits it kind of fullish just to the left, it will go over to this side rail. And he's missed it. He knew as soon as he hit it, you could tell from his reaction, and he's not happy again. We've seen plenty of Albin Ouschan not being happy this week. But he has been playing pool since Monday, and he's come close a few times, Michael.
Oh yeah, I mean, as we said, this is the 5th group. He's reached the semi-final stage in all but one of them. And that was Tuesday, which was definitely the low point of his week. He only won 1 of his first 5 matches and then had to beat Ralph Suke in the last of them just to stay in the tournament at all. Managed to do it. And still here.
So Naoyuki had ball in hand. He's played his first shot, and the look on his face, he's not happy with where he's put the cue ball. And that's why, because it was thin, and now he's lost the cue ball again. No, he's okay, it's running up, it goes in the side. Yeah, that should be fine. I presume he's played that shot. Yeah, that's fine. He could stop the cue ball just a tiny bit further back than where it is and play a thin snip, or draw it past the 8 off the rail. And he's drawn it underneath, so that's fine as well. Like you say, Michael, Naoyuki come on to his day one. He played some really good pool, didn't he? Really fast, and you know, he might find himself in a similar position to Albin if he doesn't qualify. You know, the longer these days goes on, it's going to start to get to you a little bit.
Yeah, Niels Feijen could have got very frustrated, but he took a good attitude to it and managed to get through, showed real determination to get the job done yesterday, and was so impressive in winning Group 4. But what a night this is turning into. 3-all on the other table between Roberto Gomez and Billy Thorpe. And it's 3-3 here as well in the clash of Albin Ouschan and Naoyuki Oi. The climax in just a moment.
This championship is being played with the new Aramith tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith range of ball and cue cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
Rack number 7. Albin Ouschan.
A couple of hours ago, Billy Thorpe was bottom of the Group 5 table. Now he's on the brink of a place in the final because he's just about to deposit the 9 ball to go 4-3 up on Roberto Gomez. It'll be the 4th rack he's won out of the last 5. And over here, it's 3-3. Albin Ouschan breaks off in rack 7 against Naoyuki Oi.
Yeah, the good news is we're going to see another Naoyuki break, so the stopwatch is at the ready.
Just having seen that, and it was only 5 seconds or something, I mean, where were they breaking on? An ice rink when they did that 28 seconds?
Well, Florian Kohler can make that cue ball do funny things, that's for sure. Back to table 1, this is a wonderful opportunity for Albin Ouschan to get on the hill. This is all you can ask for. You know, after the break, you've got a shot on the lowest ball and there's no real clusters or problems. I think he's going to have to land straight-ish on the 3 and play the 4-6 combo, so that could cause a few issues. He'd love to play the 4 in the bottom left, but it's hard to see how he's going to get over there.
Extension call.
Maybe he can get over there. Maybe he can spin this in, just miss the 9 ball, and kind of slide over in that gap and play the 4 in the same pocket as this red 3. Well, that's definitely what he's playing, because he wouldn't have put the cue ball over there. That's fine. I'm not really sure what's up with Albin there.
I think he sometimes reacts like that before the balls have even come to rest, and he thinks something's going to happen, and then he actually looks up and sees it's okay. Although, the way he played that shot, it's hard to see what he thought might have been going wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I understand he's nearly straight, but he was still fine. He still had a shot. Even if he was dead straight, he could roll it through and play the purple 5 in the top right or the right centre. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you called it the other day, Michael. Maybe he just wants perfection every shot. And he's not going to be happy with this because it's going to go on the rail. There you see, the disgust. Not happy. I mean, he is claiming it got a bit of a big bounce, and it may well do. Sometimes, you know, the weather outside might affect the humidity in the arena. But focus on the shot, Albin. You're still okay. You can. I think you can. There's 2 ways of playing this shot. Somebody like Chris Melling doesn't. He doesn't let things like this get to him. He just kind of. He just gets on with it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying Albin should just get on with it. You know, everyone's got their own style, but I think because Chris isn't, you know, like a full-time 9-ball player, if you like, he's going to appreciate maybe not being perfect more than Albin. So he just gets on with it, but he's still at the table, and it's a big rack, this one.
Yeah, if you're looking for perfection, the pool table is not the place you're going to find it. But it looks as though he's going to do enough here to take himself to the hill. It's not entirely guaranteed, though.
No, key shot with this is just watch where he plays the 9-ball. You've got to play this into the rail because it makes it a huge pocket.
Job done then. Albin Ouschan is first to the hill. He leads Naoyuki by 4 racks to 3.
And it's Naoyuki's break. So we're going to get the stopwatch back out and see what he's got.
Well, it'll be more interesting this time if it just stops and spins around and doesn't get kicked anywhere like it was the last time. Now, over on the other table, it looks like they're going hill-hill. Roberto Gomez on the 8-ball against Billy Thorpe, and he's perfectly on the 9. So Gomez, remember, won 5 of his 6 matches. Lost his last in the round-robin section. Fair to say they've got to the semi-finals in very different ways. Billy Thorpe was struggling for most of the day, but a strong finish to the round-robin stage has kept him in it. The sole American left after Chris Robinson departed on the opening day. So Naoyuki Oi finds himself one rack behind again. He hasn't led since 1-0. If he is to lead again, it will only be at the very end. And there's that intense look again that we've become so familiar with over the last couple of days, getting himself ready for this. He knows this is probably the biggest shot of the match so far. And not just because Carl's going to be timing the spin. Just being made to wait a little longer than he might like, as Viv Rusko tries to get the balls just right.
Yeah, the closer this match gets to the end, you know, the last thing Viv wants to do is, you know, give a bit of a dodgy rack. So she's happy with the rack. Naoyuki Oi to break, trailing 4 racks to 3. Box Office Boys has got the stopwatch at the ready. Oh, it got kissed. We could have been on for the record then, Naoyuki. 7 seconds, nowhere near. That's not good, is it?
No, but I'll tell you what is good is the break itself and the position he's got here on the 1. We'll get a good look here as to what might follow. Yeah, looks pretty good to me all round.
Yeah, forget the spin and forget the world record. The more important news is he's got a good chance here. And table 2 is Hill-Hill, so this one's got a good chance of going Hill-Hill as well, Michael.
Yeah, and in that last rack, Roberto Gomez just had a shot at the 1. You'd expect him to get it most of the time, but one of those that there's always the chance you're going to miss, and he has missed it.
That was a nice shot there, playing off the 2 rails into the big open wide space. Naoyuki playing for the pink in the opposite centre, so that looks pretty tidy.
Yeah, overall, he's played well enough today for us to be fairly confident that he isn't going to falter here.
Day 6 tomorrow, Michael. Who comes into the arena?
Alex Kazakis and Kasper Matikainen will be joining us from Greece and Finland, respectively. And then, just to tidy that up on Sunday, as we've said, Jasmine Ocean and also Dennis Grabe, who's been ripping it up on the Euro Tour for the last couple of years from Estonia.
Grabo comes into the arena. Another big character in the world of pool. I won't forget that World Cup match he played with his partner in 2019. As soon as that comes on the Matchroom Pool YouTube channel, I suggest you all watch that. It was TV gold.
But we've got a bit of TV gold to come now in the form of a Hill-Hill finish. Albin Ouschan and Naoyuki Oi will play one more rack to decide who goes through to the final to face either Roberto Gomez or Billy Thorpe. And they're in their final rack at the moment. Gomez is at the table, lining up a shot on the 4.
Yeah, it's a tricky shot. He's striking down on the cue ball. Oh, and he's played it well. Has he got an angle?
We could have an all-Asian final. All Europeans through so far, from England, Albania, Spain and the Netherlands.
There's drama on table 2. He's not quite in position. Tried to spin the cue ball around 2 rails. Now he's got to play this into the top left pocket or the top right. Personal preference. He's playing it in the top left. Key shot coming up.
Oh, there's a bit of pressure on this, isn't there?
And that was a lovely shot, to be fair. Cued it well. Cue ball back out into the centre of the table. I think he's straight on this, so he's got to draw the cue ball right back. Adrenaline can sometimes get hold of the cue ball here, and it can often fly back up to the top of the table. It doesn't. He plays it well, and I think Roberto Superman Gomez is into the final.
Final rack. Albin Ouschan to break.
We'll let you know how that one finishes up. Because I think it's time to go back to the main table. Well, might just have time to see it. Roberto Gomez potting the winning 9-ball. So Billy Thorpe did really well in the end to get through to the semi-finals, but it was just a bridge too far. Beaten 5-4. Back to the main table. Final rack.
It's not all doom and gloom for Billy Thorpe. You will be back tomorrow, and we look forward to seeing you. Albin Ouschan. And it's got to the stage now, Michael, where, you know, even I want Albin to qualify tonight, because the poor guy's been here 5 days battling it out. He's lost in 2 finals, he's lost in a semi-final, he's lost in a last match shootout. As a former player who's played in these arenas, I know what he's going through.
Thing is, in the long run, maybe tomorrow would actually be the best day to get through, because it's only 1 day then waiting. He can rest and prepare properly. It'd be a long wait to Monday, but yeah, look, I'm sure he wants to get the job done now. As you say, he's been pretty close, but he's still got 1 more rack and then 1 more match after that to negotiate.
Yeah, and he's got to play this with a bit of power, so that often makes the pocket a little bit smaller, and he hit that fat. He's not hit this good at all. He's not hit that good at all. It was purely where the ball went in the pocket.
You see, he's not doing himself any favours there, because that's taking up time, and we have the shot clock now. We didn't have earlier in the week when he was at this all the time.
Yeah, he was just trying to play the cue ball off the side rail, back out into the middle. And now he might have to get the jump cue out. Yeah, and then you see him speeding up a bit. I don't know if he's got extension left.
I think I just heard him call the extension.
Okay. So he's still trying to pot this ball, but you can't really control the cue ball sometimes. You could get lost. He could scratch in the bottom right. This is fraught with danger. And he needs a little bit of luck, and he's not got it, and this is going to hurt. If Naoyuki clears the table here, this will hurt, I'm telling you. He's had an opportunity there to win the match, and that's all you ask for. It's not like Naoyuki's broke and ran the table and you didn't get to the table. He's had a clean opportunity for the match. This is not easy to get on the 3, because he's just off straight, and it's very hard on a TV table to power this through with top left. On a club table you could get away with it. That's why he's drawing it. Anything could happen. He could even scratch. He's got to watch the scratch, and he needs an angle. This needs to bounce. Overall, it's a great shot, and he's got to be happy with that. I think he can play this and play for the 4 up past the 6. It does go. Look at Albin in his chair, Michael.
Well, he's contemplating the growing prospect of making a 6th attempt to qualify tomorrow.
Well, that was a brave shot, and I must say it was a fantastic shot. Could have easily gone wrong. One more good positional shot. He'll play this off 2 rails. Or he could kill it. He could kill the cue ball, so that's even better. This match is over, Michael.
Albin Ouschan has played 36 matches since he got here. It seems he's going to play at least another 6 more tomorrow. His long quest goes on.
Yeah, of course, he's still in the tournament, but he's creating his own little headline, isn't he?
So we'll see Ouschan again on Saturday. And we're going to be seeing this man again very soon. He's delighted with himself. 2 gripping semi-finals. And what it leaves us with is Roberto Gomez from the Philippines against Naoyuki from Japan. You might say it could be the best group final in Asia.